Alright, rockers joining me now by phone. Someone I've been working very long to get things worked out to have them here with me, but they've been very busy getting the word out about who they are and doing a lot of touring. That, of course, Night Demon, the band. I've been playing for you guys a lot here inside the ASYLUM, and I'm very lucky to be joined by phone right now by Jarvis Leatherby of Night Demon. How you doing, dude?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Good, man. Thank you for taking the time to join me here inside the ASYLUM. And really, I guess really the best thing to do would be kind of to start from square one for everyone. I've been playing Night Demon since I got it earlier this year. The Curse of the Damned album, available now wherever you buy your music. But you guys are kind of taking the world by storm, and yet so few people are familiar with you guys. How did Night Demon get started, man?
Well, I mean, we grew up in Southern California, kind of like in the hardcore punk scene. We were like the only metalheads around, really. So we just we got together and we were really inspired by our whole lives we've been listening to hard rock and new wave British heavy metal and stuff like that. And so we just got together and started this band kind of like just for ourselves. We wanted to make a 4-song EP, and that was our only goal as a band. We didn't really think anybody would really care about this kind of music, or because they didn't care about it where we're from, But we got together and we made this EP, and we sat on it for about a year. We didn't really do anything. We weren't really a band, and we just kind of made it for our friends. And everybody around town was just telling us, "Man, you guys got to do this band." So it's all history from there. I mean, kind of living our childhood fantasy theater. But there's this whole underground heavy metal subculture all over the world. That's just way into what we do. So we've given everything up and we've dedicated ourselves to this, and we've been touring for the last 2 years, and we're on tour right now. We're in Louisville, Kentucky right now. So, but yeah, always on the move, just doing it all for the love of the game.
Very cool, man. What I love about it is that, you guys first did it for the hell of it, and here it is, kind of the old school story of your friends heard it, and then they told their friends, and their friends told their friends, and it sounds like it was all word of mouth. It wasn't even social media.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the labels came later in the game. That's still kind of a new thing for us. So I mean, and that's kind of how we got the attention of those labels. It was from word of mouth. Just hitting the road, touring a lot, and putting on a good live show. I mean, that's really our thing. That we pride ourselves on. And obviously, we've been to Europe a couple times and spent a lot of time out there. And the things transfer over sometimes from other continents. If something gets big somewhere else, people hear about it now because of the internet, and it's great. So Europe's definitely been a big help for us. America has always been tough for heavy metal, but it's working for us. I mean, on whatever scale we're on, and we're not on a large scale, as of yet, but there's definitely a buzz going around, and all the shows have been great. And we are an American band, so we are committed to being out here and doing this.
Absolutely, and the other thing too, you mentioned, it takes off in other countries, and then eventually brings over here to the States, and that is a very true factor. Do you think that maybe the fact that you guys have managed to capture that old school sound? I mean, you guys have a very new wave of British heavy metal sound, a sound very reminiscent of early Maiden and early Priest. Do you think maybe that has something to do with maybe the huge success that you guys are having? Because there is that miss, everyone's missed that sound over the years, and here you guys are a brand new band out of California that have taken your influences, putting your own twist on it, and go, hey, here's a American wave of British heavy metal, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. We call it the new wave of American heavy metal. But I mean, I'll just say this. I mean, this is the music that we've been listening to forever, so it comes out naturally. It was intentional at first, to try and be this style of band, which is great. I mean, I'm not afraid to admit that. However, I think the old school New Wave of British heavy metal fans, they like us and they know us and they appreciate us that we're a new band doing that stuff. And but also, there's a lot of, especially in America, there's a lot of people that we play in front of that have no knowledge of this kind of music at all. So to them, it's a new thing, and that's what I enjoy the most, because that style of music, I think, it's my personal favorite, of the genre. But for other people that have never heard this kind of stuff to hear it, I think it's turning them kind of onto it too. So it's really awesome.
Well, it's kind of an interesting thing that you bring that up, because, you would think that here we are in 2015, and bands like Maiden and Priest and all of, Raving and Accept, just to name a few, they've been around for so many years, and now there's so many ways of getting the music. Yeah, I mean, in a way, I'm kind of surprised to hear you say that there are places here in the States that are new to this sound, and yet it's a sound that, ironically enough, has been around for decades. And here you are, a brand new band introducing, an old school sound to a new audience, and you got to sit there and go, wait a minute, how did you not hear about these guys when these guys influenced us?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to explain. Like, we really don't see ourselves as like a novelty or a nostalgia act kind of thing, But again, though, it's just, I mean, it just is what it is, It's like it's a natural thing for us. So that's just the way it's interpreted. But I mean, you mentioned a lot of bands there that are awesome, that we love, obviously, and bands that we've toured with, and bands that we're gonna tour with, But and it's kind of cool to be at this level, almost peers with some of them. It's kind of a strange thing. I mean, it's a very nice thing, but that's kind of the way it is now. I think it's on a level playing field.
Right, and it also speaks to your musicianship as a band, that you guys are able to capture such a unique sound. Now, aside from doing singing, you're also the bass player for the band. Are you self-taught? How did you learn? Was it just a matter of picking it up and playing the stuff you were inspired by, or how did you get started?
Yeah, I mean, I started playing heavy metal when I was, 14, and we're in our early 30s now. But, I was inspired by bands like Metallica and Maiden and Anthrax, like the accessible bands out here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, growing up, those were the bands that you knew of, that you can go to the record store and check out, Black Sabbath, stuff like that. But, through that, we just wanted to dig deeper, and, who are the bands that influenced these guys, And by discovering all this other stuff, I mean, we're like, wow, this stuff's great, man. It's got, it's heavy, but it's got melody. There's some hooks, it's fun music. It's good stuff.
I mean, absolutely.
So,
I've listened to the album from beginning to end several times, and I gotta admit, I kind of sit and laugh a little bit when I get to Satan on Curse of the Damned, because you've almost taken, or not that you almost have, you've taken a being that everyone right away assumes evil and everything, and almost turned it into, not almost, to me, you've turned it into kind of a rock anthem, where you see, you catch yourself in public listening to it, and you start singing Satan as you're listening to it. And it's
nice.
like, whoa,
Well, that's a great compliment, and that's obviously one of the best feelings, for me as a songwriter, to have somebody say that, And that's the goal, and that's what you want to do. You want to create something that that stays with people.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of what we're all here to be, on some level or another. So, yeah, definitely, it's going in the right direction, and there's no signs of slowing down now.
No, absolutely. I mean, you guys are doing very well with Coast of the Damned. You guys are out now on tour, doing a bunch of dates here in the U.S. And yeah, I was reading up. I missed you guys here when you were here in the New York area. I knew you guys were coming, and I just was catching up. And I'm like, oh man, I missed you guys when you came to this area originally. There wasn't a venue announced, and I must have missed the announcement. But I've been looking up some other info on you guys, and I've got to ask because you guys not only have a similarity in sound to the new wave of British heavy metal bands like Iron Maiden, but you now have your own mascot. To go as Maiden has Eddie, you guys have Rocky, and perhaps you could explain. I haven't seen it, so maybe you can explain to me and maybe to my listeners as well who Rocky is and how Rocky has kind of come to be the new member of the band, shall we say.
Well, it's basically the guy on the cover of the first EP, which is like some kind of like, like satanic priest almost. But, or like a demon priest, but we just kind of created a character around it. Our friend drew it up, and we gave him a name, which is actually Rockwell Ogden Aldrich the third. Rocky for short. We've never told anybody that. So you cut that now.
No, like it's why you shortened it to Rocky.
Yeah, exactly. But, and we've created like small storylines around him, that we'll be writing about and stuff. It's just fun stuff to do, and it's cool to have him come out on the stage during the chalice and holding the chalice and, doing that whole thing. It makes it for a more interesting kind of take on the band. Give you some more, like metal's really good. And, you have to have good music, but you have to have good artwork and good visuals and a good story to it too, to kind of tie it all together.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've heard you guys also have really gone out and given it all on this current tour with your own lighting rigs and everything. When you guys decided to set out on this U.S. tour, was there any... Yeah, you guys have been toured with Raven and some others. When you guys now went out there doing it on your own, was there anything different for you guys that you maybe weren't ready for, or
no,
all been good going for you guys?
I mean, it's different, but things shit happens every day. That's kind of the thing you gotta realize. Anytime you're trying to do something extraordinary, there's roadblocks in the way. There's things that happen all the time. We just don't talk about that stuff publicly. We just talk about the good things. You got to learn from all those mistakes and turn it around real quick, and keep moving on. So, we learn new stuff every day, but there's never, stuff happens. Shows get canceled. The merch doesn't show up on time. That stuff just happens. You just got to roll on. And when you live that life, and you really do live it. It's just another day, You're going to play another show the next day regardless. So, you got to keep moving on, and you have to recover from all that stuff. But yeah, definitely things do happen, and it's not an easy road at all, but it's very rewarding. And, it's just a pride thing at the end of the day. You can't let anything stand in your way. You have to basically develop the characteristic of being unstoppable. And once you have that, then you can't lose. All the failures are just small roadblocks on the way. It's not the ultimate failure, which is quitting. Like that stuff.
Absolutely, man. And you guys out there now doing the dates here in the States is, have you had your favorite stop yet, or have they all been mutually enjoyable yet for you guys?
They're all different, but I mean, we never phone it in. Like if it's a small crowd, I mean, we still just play like it's a huge crowd. I always think that some of the small crowds are actually better shows because like when it's when it's 14 below and you're playing in Minnesota or something, and there's like 20 people there. I mean, those are probably the 20 most important people in that town for your band. They're there for a reason. When they sacrifice something to be there on a Monday night or whatever, So you got to give it to them. I mean, those are the people that deserve it. That's the way I see it. I mean, so it's all the same for us. We've never had a bad show. I mean, we just don't. I mean, we've had some shows have been better than others, so we've never had a bad one. You just gotta do it for the people that are there, and they'll respect you for that. If you come in and put on a big show, and there's not many people there, and you treat them like that, and you give them their money's worth, it all comes back in the end, and that's how that word of mouth spreads that you were speaking of. And that's how you get more people next time.
Absolutely, man. And I mean, Curse of the Damned, just a great album from beginning to end. And make sure you guys go see Night Demon. They are on tour here in the States now. Check them out and find out when they're coming to a town near you. Now, Jarvis, I know you guys are right now in the middle of those tour dates, but when the album just came out January of this year, have you guys started thinking of, or even maybe started jamming while you're on the road about the follow-up, or you guys still just...
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We're actually working on it this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We have a few days off, and we're hanging with Savage Master here in Louisville, and going to use their rehearsal studio, and we have some ideas for some stuff, but it's tough to ride on the road. So when you have a break, you gotta shed it, and you gotta kind of work it out, which is good. It's good to get the creative juices flowing because you're playing the same songs every night. Normally. So we're already thinking about that a lot. And I have an idea of how I want to do it, but I don't think the labels will go for it. But eventually, hopefully, we can make it work out. But regardless, I mean, I would expect some new music next in 2016 for sure.
Very cool, man. That's really good to hear. There were so many, new bands. They put an album out. They take 3 years to tour on the same album, and you kind of get burnt out because they come around so often with no new material. And it's nice to hear that here you guys are. You're a young band with a really great sound that are itching to get that second album out right away to keep fueling that fan base and keep going and keep giving new music to the fans.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks.
Very welcome.
There you go.
Very welcome, man. Well, I want to thank you, Jarvis Leatherby of Night Demon, for joining me here inside the ASYLUM tonight. And Jarvis, before I let you go, I always have my guest pick out a track from their album for my listeners to hear. What track would be your pick from the album?
Let's do Save Me Now. It's a little bit of a departure from everything else on the record, but I think it's a great kind of AOR kind of song, and it still has some evil undertones, in it. But that's kind of a curveball a little bit from everything we've been talking about. But it does represent the band as well, so that would be my choice right there.
Very cool. I'm going to play that one right now. Save Me Now from Night Demon's album Curse of the Damned here inside the ASYLUM.